Hi Pisces, welcome to your general messages for May 8th through the 14th. I hope you guys are doing terrific today. Let's get into your general messages. I feel like we're going to go a little deep today, Pisces. This might be a little bit of a longer video because I want to speak about 4 transits that are going to be going on and how it's going to be influencing you. I'm going to start by pulling a general Celtic cross spread just to apply it to either love, career, money, family situation, whatever. And then I'll pull a separate love read. So I'll timestamp the relationship read, love read in the description box below. And also in the description box, you're going to find a 15% off coupon for my Synastry reads. So the Synastry read is a couples read. It's where I blend your birth charts and I run a report. And then I run the current transits for you, not only your birth chart. And then we discuss what's going on there and a couple of spreads. So it's a good read if you're interested in it. The coupon code is in the description box. So let's get into this. We'll start by talking about your 4th house energy. I'm going to talk about Jupiter entering Pisces, but let's talk about this Gemini stuff going on. On May 8th, Venus is entering Gemini, and it's happening in your 4th house. So 4th house is very, very chatty. You're going to be very chatty in the 4th house with Venus in Gemini. Venus in Gemini is a very chatty, very sociable energy. It's very communicative, okay? Just kind of as the archetypal energy of that is very communicative and very busy and focusing on feeling good and just really wanting to feel good. Now, this idea of home is actually a very, it can be your physical home, but it can be just your deep inner home and where you live inside yourself. And because of what you're going to be experiencing with Jupiter in your sign starting on May 13th, I feel like you guys are going to go very deep with yourselves. You're going to be doing a lot of introspection going on here. There's going to be a lot of looking at how you integrate your mind, body, feelings around the central idea of I. You know, it's like you in the world kind of thing. You're going to be looking at how you retreat back into yourself when you need to feel safe and secure. You're going to be looking at your inner base of operations, both literally, right, your home, and inside where it is that you go, what makes you tick. Looking at your responses, your reactions to things, literally looking at your home, possibly wanting to buy a home, move homes, something like that. You're going to be thinking about what you're like in private. There's going to be a lot of private energy. So when Gemini is in a space that's quite private, it could be a very busy energy internally, where there could be things going on and you actually know it, like your friends might not even know, you know, you're just going to be very busy between your ears and behind your eyes kind of thing. The first card up from the Wisdom of the Oracle is Orphaned. Let's pull 3 of these. Okay. And then we'll discuss, we're gonna go a little more in detail about that Jupiter and Pisces, but let's talk about the new moon on May 11th. That's happening in Taurus. So the Aries new moon cycle ends and the Taurus new moon cycle begins, and the new moon in Taurus is a really good time to commit to any goals that really express that positive bull energy. And what does that mean? Orphaned, not for you. Pisces, what's going on here? A leg up, but you are getting some help. Okay, good. Just to talk about this, the energy with the new moon. What is the bull energy? Well, Taurus rules the body, first of all. Second of all, Taurus rules, Venus rules Taurus. And anything Venusian has to do with the 5 senses. This is about eating good food, listening to great music, drinking some good wine, maybe if you're into that. Just doing something that feels really good. You should be in a space of concentrating on what you can do to increase your feelings of self-worth and to simplify your lives. And it's going to be a very busy energy for you, Pisces. I feel like you are one of the signs who's going to be very busy internally, but also kind of externally, because this is happening in your 3rd house. And the 3rd house is the home of Gemini. So there's going to be a lot of, what is 3rd house? 3rd house has to do with your neighborhood. It has to do with your siblings, your extended family, all modes of communication, all modes. Having to do with online, you know, reaching out to people online, them reaching out to you, phone calls, letters, emails, text messages, whatever like that. It also has to do with creating like curriculum. It has to do with learning something new. It has to do with doing business as. So it's signing on the dotted line, that contract, that lease, that arrangement, whatever it is. So there's going to be a lot of busy energy going on for you because this is happening in your third house. So this is going to be a cycle for you to reevaluate your relationship to money and possessions and really figure out what makes you feel truly, truly in your soul happy. And really having maybe even a new creative way of seeing or using or approaching your personal possessions, your valuables, your money, your talents. These are all focuses right now. And in that third house, it could have to do with, it could have to do with an inheritance situation, right? Could have to do with, because it has to do with siblings and extended family, and contracts, right? So it could also have to do with if you're buying a home or selling a home, leasing a property, doing something like that on the business end. It could certainly be that. It could just be general communication, but this is the thing. The new moon harmonizes with Neptune and Pluto. So this suggests that your inspiration and your determination support your efforts to start something fresh. So it's like this fresh cycle right there. And even though the squares to Saturn and Jupiter are wide, they're very relevant because the new moon here is closely square the Jupiter-Saturn midpoint. So that means that we could be dealing with this very strong desire to maybe travel, to be more, to do more, to create, to communicate, right? Just be more. But there might be this like limits, rules. No, not yet. You have to do this first. You have to do that first. And the divide between what it is that you really want to do and the limits that you feel being imposed on you can make you really tired. And it could make you want to either A, go in and try to really control everything to make it the way you want it, or it could actually make you a little lax in approaching something. So you really want to be very balanced in any sort of negotiations, communications, anything that you have going on like that, having to do with that third house energy. Okay, so that's what's going to be going on there. So let's pull a Celtic cross spread, and then we'll talk about this very important Jupiter entering Pisces on May 13th. We have a lot of stuff going on with Jupiter this year. It's sort of like in cycles, right? It's going to transit in this sign in sections from the 13th to July 28th, and then go back to hang out with Saturn again, and then December 28th to May 10th, and then again on October 28th it's going to be moving away. So we have this sort of interesting 4-part cycle that's going on with Jupiter, and the first one is going to be giving us a flavor of how things are going to be rolling out, and you have this in your first house of self. So let's see. Now this could have to do with anything. Could have to do with relationship, career, a money situation, a family situation, anything like that. I feel like this wanted to come out too. Page of Wands. All right, we'll take it. We'll put clarifiers on those anyway. But we have the moon energy coming in. So, all right, first up, if this has to do with a career or money, you might achieve a goal or have achieved a goal, because this is like you're coming into with this energy. You might have achieved a goal in something having to do with money or career or something like that. But ultimately, you're questioning whether it was worth it. Was it worth all that time? Was it worth foregoing everything that you had to forego for it? Was it worth it? Whatever that means to you. And emotions run high with this energy. This could be with colleagues, ex-colleagues, and you might just be in a space where you want to protect yourself from other people's negativities. Even if money matters are stable, you want more satisfaction from your work than just a paycheck. You want to do something that you really, really love. Now, if this doesn't have anything to do with that and it has more to do with the relationship, you might be in the space where there's confusion and disappointment because someone has really let you down. And you just have this real visceral lack of trust that a relationship that it can work. And it leads you to make a decision about the relationship because there's some sort of disappointment. We have this element of just like, it's not what I thought, like kind of like that, regardless of how you're understanding it. And we do have these two energies, orphaned and not for you. You're feeling very lonely now, Pisces, or at least very misunderstood. Like you could be in a room of 100 people and still feel very alone. Most of us realize that energy, right? But something wasn't for you. And you're realizing this now. But you're getting some help, maybe getting over that relationship. Maybe you're getting some help in some sort of business venture, some sort of situation that you've been struggling with or through. So the situation right now is we have the Star and it's being crossed by the 5 of Swords. So the star, this can be a challenging energy, Pisces. I want to be honest with you, because this can give you the feeling like you're meant to be with somebody. It's like you feel it. And if you're totally single, totally single, it's time to find your soulmate. And that could be a frustrating energy because you're feeling pulled that way, right? Now, and this is a change for the better, though, after a difficult time. So this is a situation right now, this very much being what you'd like, right? What you'd like. Now, if it doesn't have to do with that, this could be a money energy, money luck coming in. So it's like work you do begins to pay off because you've considered your long-term goals and you've prioritized well. So you might be pushed to start something new, a new business, or push some sort of talent that maybe you could put to good use. Because this can show like awards, fame, money coming to you if it has to do with that. But what's challenging you here, what's crossing it, is the Five of Swords energy. And this is, you might be feeling like something is very destiny driven for you. Like you're meant to be with the person. You're meant to do that job. This deal is meant for, you feel like this deal is meant to be kind of thing, right? That meant to be kind of energy. But there seems to be a clash of what it is that you really want, what it is that you desire, and your reality. And that creates a tension and an ongoing conflict, either with another person or within yourself, that you're not really, in the end, going to win. And you're just better off walking away from the situation and dealing with your disappointment and your anger, whatever it is, because you can't mitigate their stuff, right? With the Five of Swords, I always say you can't fix the unfixable because it's not your stuff to fix. This involves somebody else. So maybe somebody pulled out of a business agreement. This is some sort of situation going on with a challenging family member. This could have to do with a relationship, anything like that. And this could this is, I feel like we're dealing with some disappointment here. Some disappointment. And I just feel like this is a good time to go into this Jupiter entering Pisces for you guys. This is one of the most powerful things that are going to happen to you this year, Pisces. I just feel like it, because when Jupiter is in a sign, it expands it. So one of the most important ramifications of this energy in your sign is that, if you're open to it, is the idea that just when things seem the most hopeless and bleak, Jupiter comes out of nowhere and salvages the situation, almost like a guardian angel coming in just the nick of time with a shiny and much needed get out of jail free card kind of thing, right? But this has less to do with good luck and more to do with Jupiter and Pisces in your energy. These two together bring a deep faith in the benevolence and significance in life. It's an openness and a willingness to receive whatever Jupiter has to bring. But it's important to understand that whatever placement Jupiter is in, which it's in you right now in your first house, right? Your first house of self. How you see yourself, how the world sees you, your physical appearance. It's the version of you that people first meet. It's like the version of you that people hang out with, like the first half an hour of meeting you, until they really get to know you. Do you know what I mean? That's the first house of self. So this is very profound, particularly for Pisces risings. Those of you who are Pisces risings, I do want to just put that out there. But what it is here is that Jupiter wants the meaning in the life of your first house and the truth. So it's really pushing you to look at yourself and be dead honest with yourself. And that could be really uncomfortable. It just can be, right? It is. Because in Pisces, that the meaning is not found in external reality, but instead within self, right? Because Pisces, you guys are the landlord of the 12th house. It's the house of the hidden, the subconscious, things we can't see. It's also the house of self-sabotaging behavior. It has to do with our addictions and our escapist tendencies. It does have to do with that, right? Because it's such an emotional sign. Think about it. You guys are the oldest water sign. You're the last sign, so you're the oldest sign. So I always feel like you're kind of all the signs all in one. And there's this element, and I think a beautiful way to understand Pisces energy as well. A lot of you may know about this already, because I've said it several times on my channel, but my perspective of Pisces, it's almost like that in utero energy when we're in our mothers. Because if we can agree, and we do in the astrology community, that the first house represents the house of self, it's the house we're born in. So if we're born in the first house, what's going on in the 12th house? We don't just magically appear. And what happens when we're in our mothers? We're in water, right? And we're in between things. We're in between worlds. We're more of an idea, right? I mean, we're real. We're inside of our mothers, but we're not here and we're not there. We're in between. So that's very much that 12th house energy. And that could be very big. That could be very overwhelming. And especially because it's a water energy in there, that sensitivity can be very, very overwhelming. So why is that important, having to do with this? This is a great energy, first of all, to turn negative experiences into positive ones, like obstacles into blessing kind of thing, right? Really great. This is a time, especially for your energy, I'm saying, please try your best to meditate, try to exercise stillness, prayer, retreat, listen to some great music, look at some beautiful art that just moves you. Because here's the tricky part. That kind of stillness and self-care isn't really easy for everyone. Not everyone is good at meditating. It's hard. It is, especially if you have a lot of problems. To stay still and not think about anything, that takes practice. Now, those of you who are very versed in meditation, you can reflect on your journey. It's more normal than not for people to have a challenge in learning. You have to really learn how to meditate well. That being said, personal truth that needs to come out in your first house of self is seeking to come out. And it can be very uncomfortable, causing some of you to run around desperately hunting for joy in all other directions instead of within yourself for fulfillment and clarity. So this can incite reckless behavior, overindulgence in alcohol and drugs, and like manic theatrics, and any sort of self-undoing. Hypocrisy even, saying, oh, we shouldn't do this, and then you go and do that kind of thing. So just be careful. I'm just saying that because Jupiter expands whatever it's in. So a lot of times when Jupiter is in a sign, it brings it to its max. And when it's brought to its max, a lot of times that shadow manifestation can show up. So I'm not saying this to be negative. This could be unbelievably beautiful for you, as long as you stay open and you're willing to be dead honest with yourself about your stuff. Really important energy, right? Really important. And the reason I picked it at that point is because now we have the Lover's energy. You're going to be having some choices here. So the Lovers, you might be dealing with a Gemini energy. Lovers is the Gemini card. But Lovers means choice. So if it has to do with a relationship, it's you and someone have to be on the same page together in order to fix something. If you're not 100% on the same page, it's not going to work. It's not going to have the blessing of Archangel Raphael and the luminary of the sun. Okay? The fact that it's a crowning energy, though, does tell me that you can have some really, really good energy. Talking about the future, how we can fix things. But again, it's this idea of choice. Now, if this has to do with career or work, it's still choice energy. So you have to figure out, one option might seem easier than the other, but you have to look at it something closer to make sure it's the best thing for you in the long run. Don't make a decision all about money. Right? So you really have to get in touch with what matters to you, which is, you're going to be doing that in this new moon in Taurus, for sure. And then we have the Ace of Cups as the foundation. So Ace of Cups is really great. I mean, and if you're in an existing relationship, this indicates strong love and support. If you're single, this could be a time of spiritual growth, a very creative time, something that matters a lot to you coming to fruition right now, which is really nice. But it's just key emotional events. Some of you, this is a pregnancy energy, fertility, growth, prioritizing parenting. For those of you who are parents already, it could indicate falling in love for many of you. It's Ace, it's brand new, it's Cups, it's emotions, right? So it's beautiful. Now, you are the Sun right now. How fab is that? I mean, of course, we love that. It's the best card in the damn deck, right? Like, this is great. So if this has to do with relationship, beautiful. I mean, this is growing beautiful connection. Maybe you guys even take a vacation together just to get away from everything. You might be doing that. I'm thinking more of a day trip, though, at this point. Just that third house energy, I could see you doing that with that new moon energy. If this has to do with career and money, you feeling at least success in or position at least through which you can make more money, and you getting a lot of deserved acknowledgement, enjoying success. Another energy I'm getting here from this also is maybe you feel comfortable in your home. You're feeling very creative. You might be in a really good space with your kids right now, or you might even find out that you're pregnant. Because remember, the sun rules Leo. Leo is the fifth house. The fifth house is kids. You might be finding out that you're pregnant. Yes, if you want it. Like, if that's something that you're looking for. I keep kicking my chair. I don't know why. I'm sorry. That big bang, it's me being clunky with my feet. I have my boots on. I don't know why I'm in the house. Normally don't do that. Okay, so the external energy that is influencing you is the Ace of Swords. Yeah, sword. Ace of Swords in the reverse. So the Ace of Swords in reverse, this is some stress. You have some blocks going on. There's some poor judgment. There's some dishonesty. It doesn't have to be you though, Pisces, because this can be an external energy that's influencing you, or this could be the general energy that's surrounding you right now. So that could be a little bit of a challenge because, you know, eyes wide open here. If you're feeling like somebody is on the same page with you, having to do with that business venture, that relationship, whatever, and you're feeling like really good about it, be careful, because you might be dealing with somebody who is not making very good decisions, and they may not be fully honest with you right now. You might be vibing that because you guys are very sensitive. Very intuitive. In your challenge, in your block, we have the Two of Wands. And this is about moving forward. For some of you, this is about partnership, right? This could indicate a new romantic partnership, but you're having a block with this. So maybe there's some sort of challenge about some new romantic partnership that you got, that you've just gotten into. Maybe you met somebody through work or friends, and there's something that's blocking your ability to be with this person, or you're feeling like something's sort of just not right. Or you're waiting in this space where you just want to move forward and you're just waiting for some sort of opportunity to come in. It's like you're waiting, right? Because there are two aspects to something, and you're trying to figure out which is going to best maximize what it is that you want, either your skill set, what it is that you're looking for in relationship, whatever it is. But some sort of information may not be coming in, or you may not be getting the communication in the way that you would really like. So we have another two in the near future. It's the Two of Pentacles. So more confusion here. You know, this is negotiation. They're needing to make a decision regarding more than one path. So you can feel a sense of lack in something. Maybe you're just not into your job, or you're feeling a sense generally of money, or just feeling connected to your job, or a lack in connection in relationship. Right? And it's like you're in this space of figuring out, do I want to be with this person or that one? Do I want to be with this person or alone? Should I do that job or that job? Should I just quit all these things and just open my own thing? What should I do? Should I take that settlement, or should I say, nope, I'm holding out? Like two aspects of something. And because it has to do with Pentacles, it could certainly have to do with money. So of course it could have to do with the job. But Pentacles also means mental, physical, and emotional connection. So there's something that you have to figure out. Now we have the Two of Cups as one of the final outcome, along with the Page of Wands. So I really love these two together. No kidding, especially, well, I'm going to say especially for business first, because the Two of Cups energy for career, money, negotiating any sort of contract, financial situation, anything like that. This typically indicates a positive proposal and conversation, where if things were really tricky and difficult up to this point, harmony coming in, and there being some sort of nurturing situation offered. And then we have the nice Page of Pentacles, which is really nice, you know. This is really expressing yourself, doing something that you really want, good news coming in about any project that requires negotiation. So you're doing the negotiating in the Two of Cups, and it goes really well here with this one. This is why this popped out with it. So this could bring a brand new offer. But the thing is here, what the offer is, like the status of it, or the offer, or how it's presented, something about the offer might not be as high as you'd like or expect it, but it can still appeal to you in theory. So if this has to do with any sort of business thing, just make sure that you read the fine print first before signing or agreeing to anything. And I'm saying this just in general because we have on the 14th, we're going into that pre-retrograde shadow, right? And you have this in the 4th house. So I'm saying definitely if this has to do with anything regarding a buying of a home, a selling of a home, but I want to take that 4th house even a little deeper. And we don't talk about this enough, because I feel like the thing is this, we have this energy with the 4th house, right? We're talking about Mercury's going to be in the pre-shadow there, right? So what does this mean? right now, first of all, I'm feeling like you're not going to be into like augmenting your plans for the future at the moment, but you're open to hearing the ideas that others are suggesting to you. So you want to listen to their words and take their advice to heart. You may like some of their ideas and consider using them in time, but maybe not right now, because you're in a very, very introspective space right now. That first house, Jupiter and Pisces, where you're really getting very honest with yourself about yourself, is squaring this fourth house energy. So you're thinking about yourself, and what are you thinking about? You're thinking about who you really are, because that fourth house is the roots of your being. So you're thinking about why you are the way you are, why you think the way you think, right? It's all about that. A lot of you might be having a lot of reflective thoughts about either your mother or the hidden parent, which is usually the father, right? That's the parent that we end up not attaching to the most, but that still imprints us on us and influences us in a very interesting way. Even when we say no, we're never going to be anything like that. The fourth house is also how we end things, Pisces. So you might be really in the space of thinking about your foundation and where you're at in your life, and you might be doing a lot of beautiful reflecting on how you've ended past relationships. Was it healthy? Was it not? What was involved in all of that? You know, you might even be doing a lot of thinking about death. And not to be morbid, I'm not looking to be around about that, but the fourth house is also conditions surrounding the end of life. So you might be thinking about all of these things and where is your life going and all of these big existential questions. And it's going to be real. It's going to be real. So I feel like for you, this is going to be a very energetically productive time. I can't explain it better than that. It's going to be very introspective, but there's going to be so much healing that's going on here. I just feel that. So let's wrap this part up and let's get into relationship. Yeah, so Mercury goes retrograde on the 29th and then stations and turns direct on June 22nd, but doesn't leave Mercury until July 7th. It's crazy, right? That's a long transit for Mercury to be in Gemini. Usually it's only for a few weeks, you know. It's just like 2 months. From May 3rd to July 7th. It's long. Okay, who wants to come out here? What are you doing? Procrastination. Pisces, are you procrastinating something? Maybe. Especially with that retro shade in your fourth house. I know I have to paint the house. I'll do it next week. I know I have to clean out that closet. I know I have to... Because you're slowing down in that fourth house. Everything's sort of like, all right, I need to really reconsider things. And remember now, with this energy, though, there's a story that's starting here. So the story that begins now, be prepared to work with it until July. So you want to choose the path and the direction that you want to take extra carefully. Reconsidering things may be in order. So that's why I feel like you're going to be like, all right, everybody has something to say about, you know, what you should be doing to feel grounded, rooted, safe, and secure, maybe even where you're living. We have procrastination. We have sadness. We have sexual arts. Now, this is a very interesting energy. Sexual arts. It's kind of like a cheesy title, but what it means is there might be some sort of sexual dysfunction going on. That could be, right? Where somebody might be, you know, maybe on medication, or maybe there's a lot of stress, or if there could be a slew of things why something might be going on in that area. This could also have to do with the idea of infidelity and cheating. You might be just processing this idea either within a current relationship, things that have gone on in the past, this whole idea. And finally, this could be how you perceive yourself when you're intimate with another. Do you allow yourself to be absolutely vulnerable and exposed, or do you feel like, even though, I mean, obviously, you know, when you engage in sexual activity, you're naked, but I mean, like metaphorically naked, you know, like allowing yourself to be seen, right? Like this as a small, like pink scared thing, right, under it all. without ego, without any of that. And the sexual, and that is something that needs to be honed like an art. It really is. The idea of allowing ourselves to be vulnerable and allowing ourselves to go. It's not about, gymnastics in the bedroom, sexual arts. It's about being able to really share ourselves with another energy. So I feel like there are several things going on here. So there might be some procrastination going on either with you or an energy that you're dealing with, where it's like, I know I have to call that person, but I can't. I'm really sad, or, they're sad, or you're feeling held back. And it could have something to do with your intimate life, somebody cheating, somebody having some sort of sexual dysfunction, somebody feeling like somebody was not like healthy to be in an intimate relationship with. Because maybe they were just in it for the physicality of it and not the emotions, which is never a good feeling, right? Okay. All right, let's see what we have here for our fishy friends. Let's move these over. So we have Two of Pentacles coming into this. So you're confused. What should I do? You're negotiating with yourself, right? And you need to decide what you want to do. You have to figure out, do you want to stay single? Do you want to call that person again? Do you want to stay single? Or do you want to hold on to emotions regarding that person and stay single? You want to open yourself up to somebody new. This could also be within the relationship, like the two of you. You may have some sort of decision to make. And an example of that would be, should we have a child? Shouldn't we? Should we get married? Should we move in together? Should we buy a house? What should we do? That kind of thing. So the situation right now, the Page of Swords crossed by the Eight of Swords. We have a lot of sword energy, a lot of mental energy going on here. The Page of Swords, this, first of all, you might be dealing with somebody who's kind of insensitive and forthright with their words, be a little sharp. Could be that. As a general influence, though, this is telling me that there's something coming into you, some sort of useful information, either from a friend, a family member, somebody online, maybe saying something that just sort of gets you thinking. You come across something online that brings something to your awareness. It's going to be very helpful for you, having to do with relationship, okay? But you're really going to be relying on your intelligence. So you may find something out or figure something out, sort of information coming in, and then you're saying, all right, I have to be smart about this, right? Because it's you. This is like relying on your intelligence. As you're relying on your intelligence, you may realize, you know what, I don't belong in this thing. Eight of Swords. This is an energy of restriction, self-imposed limitations, and feeling trapped. It's that kind of anxiety that comes out of that because you feel like things are never going to change, a person's never going to change, the situation's never going to change, it's always going to be like that, and you're going to feel like you don't belong there. But you need the determination to pull yourself out of something, even if it's an X energy, even if it means swallowing your pride. That somebody might be reaching out to you even online, or they might even call you, a text message in the Page of Swords energy, and you questioning whether you even belong with that person again. Not even questioning it. You feel like you don't belong with that person. It's not even questioning. You want new. We want new energy here, the Fool energy. This is a new relationship, or it could be a new start, a new approach, doing things differently than before. Going with the flow, it's going with the flow. This is Uranus energy, all about the future. Uranus also rules technology, so you might be meeting somebody online. And we have the Devil. The Devil is the foundation. So yeah, the Devil. I mean, this could indicate difficult relationships, where there's somebody who's controlling, or there's some sort of affair, some sort of like lust over love situation. This could even indicate like codependent patterns. Maybe if you're separated from your partner, the Devil energy makes your financial dependence or some other ongoing money or property issue tied to somebody from the past. Could have to do with that. But if it's not resonating with it, with you like that, remember that the Devil is about shackling because of imbalance. So that's why it's about addiction to alcohol, drugs, sex, money, gambling, anything that's like escapism. It also can be this sort of imbalance having to do with anxiety and depression, unchecked, untreated. It could also be narcissistic tendencies. So it's a lot. So just think about the idea of scales and then being completely imbalanced, right? Think about it like that. And you know what's interesting? The devil energy in numerology is the Lover's card, which is interesting, right? Get the Lover's card in the last spread that we did. The Lover's energy, again, is all about choices. What are we going to do? Are we not going to do this, that? I don't know. But it's recognizing that there's imbalance and making the decision, are we going to fix this or are we not? But the fact that you got the devil upright does indicate that there's some sort of shackling to some sort of something that's not good for you, Pisces, at the end of the day. I don't know what it is. It's going to mean something different for each of you. And now you're showing up as the Death card. Doesn't mean you're going to die. That's not what it means. But it does mean that a relationship ends, or there's a time of separation that's really, really necessary if the relationship is ever going to find its footing again later on. Because the way it's been up to this point, it's not good for you. It was just really, really unhealthy, you know? Yeah. Now, some of you as a couple, though, a more positive take on this, some of you as a couple, you may experience your living circumstances might change. Now, some of you may be in a space where you're living with a partner and you move out. Or you move into a place. Or you and your partner together move. That would be the death of where it was that you guys were moving. And it's really because you realize where you were living no longer meets your needs. Right? And that's happening a lot these days, right? Because of COVID and people working at home, people want more space, right? That's why the real estate market is so crazy. So some of you may resonate with it like that. But we have this idea of newness here, Ace of Pentacles external to you. Very nice. So this is auspicious, really. It's about happiness and contentment and getting what you want, coming to you quickly. And you're shown how to get that nice foundation in relationship. This is an external energy, though, and it's influencing you. So it's something new is coming to you. So there's some sort of, because Ace is brand new, and then we have this working with the Death card, yeah. So, yeah. You might be a little concerned that somebody's a little selfish right now. So something's over and something new is coming into you. Either this is a new person or this is a new opportunity for you. Some of you, again, might be moving. Ace of Pentacles can certainly be like a new home because it could be money or mental, physical, emotional connection to something else. But there's ending and then there's newness. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about independent endeavors, right? Comfort, accomplishment, and success in independent endeavors. And this is your challenge. This is your block right now. So to have the Nine of Pentacles as a block, first of all, some of you might be working ridiculous, could be that, but you might be experiencing some sort of financial setback that's impacting the relationship. But it could also be you questioning if somebody is being completely honest with you. And if they're not a little too focused on what it is, what they want, need, and desire, and not enough on what it is that you want, need, and desire. Not that they shouldn't care about what they need, you know, but there's something, if you're in a relationship with somebody, there's a problem with them not considering you, of course. So what I like here, I like this energy, the Eight of Pentacles. This is a nice energy because it's about mastery. You know, it's being very diligent, logical, very like, come on, we can do this. We're going to work at this connection. Let's get it going on. And then some sort of new cycle is going to be starting for you in the emotional space. So I really like this. But I feel like you're starting with this unbelievable level of sadness. Let's just pull some more cards, see what's going on. We have the Chariot, which is about moving away from toxicity. Then we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is about stepping into your power. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. The Hangman is a Neptune energy. So you might be in this space, some of you may be in the space where you're waiting for someone to tell you that they feel for you the way you feel for them, or they may be waiting for you to do the same to them, but you may realize, you know, I'm waiting around too long and it's not worth the wait, because you may be in the space of realizing you may end up having to sacrifice what it is that you want and need in order for, and something that matters to you, in order for this to work. Now, I also want to give this interpretation just because of all the fourth house energy you have. This could indicate a delay having to do with home. So a remodel or a sale. So this could be an energy of trying to find a creative solution to whatever's going on there. Listen to your intuition and see what your belly is telling you. See, your belly will tell you what you can implement as a solution right now. We have the Ace of Cups, very nice, brand new. Ace is beautiful. Love and key emotional event here. Beautiful. Fertility, pregnancy, prioritizing parenting. Some of you are going to be falling in love. Those of you in existing relationships, that indicates very strong love and support. Those of you who are single, spiritual growth, great time to be creative. Something that matters to you a lot comes to fruition. So maybe you've been working on something. Maybe you're working on moving or just getting into something new. And then, oh, look, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Very nice. Taking that chance. Very good. This is really nice because this is a turning point and this is very fated, right? Numerology, this is the Magician and the Sun. So the Magician is that alchemical energy and the Sun is like, what do you want? I'm going to give you the tools to make it happen. Now, for some of you, and I know you guys don't like when I say this, so if it's not you, it's not you. But an ex-love can come back from the past, but you need to think about that last go-around. If you really think the connection had good enough bones and there was just really lousy communication or things just got in the way that shouldn't have gotten in the way and all of that, maybe it could work better this time. If so, great. Jupiter is going to bless it because it's a Jupiter energy. If not, you have to know deep down that you're trying to fit a circle in a square. And the chances are it won't go very smoothly. So that's how that could be for a lot of you. But it's taking this chance, something very fated. You need to do this. It's like the energy I feel is you pushing yourself to do something that you might not feel really ready to do. And you're going to be pushed energetically, but you might not, I don't know. Right? What did I say? Without retro shade, right? You're not going to be really into like fixing your plans for the future right now. You're going to be like, I'll think about it next week. Because it's just because there's so much going on internally in you right now. And you're sad about something. There's this sadness and this disappointment regarding something about relationship. If it's something regarding a relationship that you're in, somebody from your past, or just feeling this kind of like, will I ever, be in a really beautiful relationship that I would like. We have Coffin. We have Healthy Choices. Coffee Cup. I like you. Oh, hello. Heart with the Key. Mirror. The Butterfly. Healing Heart. There's healing here. Yeah. We have Coffin, endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. And I've been working with a lot of Pisces lately, and it's just so interesting how people with strong, heavy Pisces in their chart, they are in this space of sort of just like heavy healing, where they've done so much healing, finally after very painful situations in relationships, where they finally are feeling on the other side of it. You know what I mean? Which is really nice. Doesn't mean you're there yet, right? I do feel like there's still this sort of like, all right, it's still a little bit of a challenge. We have Heart with the Key. Welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, perfect. Then we have Healthy Choices. Making healthy choices in love and in life. Self-love, self-care, and being happier. Go, Pisces, go. You need a little bit of that. Now, clarifying that, we have mirroring. Mirroring each other, self-image, relationship, reflect our wounds, introspection. You're going to be thinking about that. This is exactly what I was saying about that fourth house. I never talk about the fourth house like that. That's like a very deep interpretation of the fourth house. It's easy to just say home and feeling grounded, rooted, safe, and secure. But it is so much more. It's like literally the roots of our being, what we're like in private, our base of operations inside of ourselves, and being very honest with yourself. Part of your self-love and self-care is recognizing that past issues in relationship, or even current issues in current relationship, is a lot of reflection, mirroring. That's a very seventh house energy. energy, right? 7th house is the energy of mirroring, meaning whatever sign we have on our 7th house, that's the sign that our soul resonates the strongest with. It doesn't mean they have to have that as their sun sign. It would be their sun sign, rising sign, moon sign, or Venus. But it's also whatever that sign is, like you're Pisces, right? So if, let's say, you have maybe Leo on the 7th, you're going to be more fiery in your relationships, right? If you have Leo on your 7th, that's a beautiful energy to have on your 7th, by the way, Leo. So you might be looking at a lot of these things, a lot of these past things in relationship. Then we have coffee cup, meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, friendship, feeling uplifted. It's kind of getting out of yourself, going and hanging out. Okay, you might be meeting somebody new here. I do feel like somebody new is going to be coming in, but I see you taking it very slow. We have the butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. Then we have I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun, flirting, want a date. So this is somebody new. And then the other side of that is healing heart, healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. Beautiful. I think this is very healthy for you right now. And I love that Jupiter is going to be in your sign, because it's a beautiful place of just being really open and honest and bringing things to yourself. So good if you just, again, you just have to stay really, really open just for the next few months. And then Jupiter pops back with Saturn. So really good energy for the next 3 months to do a lot of like shadow work. Definitely recommend that. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.